Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be talking about w3 responsiveness, and using this w3 responsiveness we're going to display our div element in a role that will make it mobile responsive to any screen size at all. So in our previous video we talked about how we're going to get here to talk about this particular topic, which I tried to explain using that format topic called an image gallery. I tried to display these images in a role of a div, to put them in a row, then look very responsive. For those of you that have not gone through that video, I think you have to see how we can do a image gallery using our w3 role. But today we're talking about w3 responsiveness fully, and we shall be going down there to our div environment to see how it works. But lest I forget, I told you in the previous video that this whole thing is majorly based on responsive. That's the more reason why I feel this is awesome, though it's very easy to use and very fast in your design. But for those that will find it complicated or find it like it's not suitable for them, I think the major thing you should use it for mostly is your responsive website, so you will avoid the effect of implementing media query to your CSS to resize, to fix, and to reduce sizes, and so on and so forth. So without wasting much of our time, we have to dive in and let's proceed with the whole stuff we have for today. But before we go there, if you've not subscribed to this channel, if you've not hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video, please do well to do so. You're not free to like our videos and share to your friends. So let's go around our div environment and see. I've created a lot of div tags, and that will help us so far as to deal with this whole topic we have for today. The first div we're having at this edge here is the general div that contains all the div that we're going to be displaying in our screen, and you will see how responsive it is within a short time. Now up here I commented how each of these lines of code will be implementing every div works, and if you're viewing the screen right now, you can take your time to look at it and see the meaning of everything we are to be inputting right here inside this div. So before we make it awesome, at initial I've always told you that trying to display every div to be responsive, you need to use the word w3 role, which is w3, and I'm just trying to put the padding around it. Okay, and let's just say w3 margin, let's say top. So this div contains the whole styling we're doing for responsiveness for today. So what else we're going to do? Again, we're going to repeat this w3 rule because there are other divs within this div that we have to be responsive in our site. So we're going to indicate it in this div to let our w3 knows that we're working on the role. So what we do is say role padding, and now what we'll be doing, we have to use the word w3 half because we're working on two divs, so we're dividing it into half of the screen, 50-50%. So you can see from the content right here. So what I will do in the next div, I will just say w3, I say half, and right here I will just use the color formats. I know if you know this already, which is w3 red, and remember we said container. I will show you shortly why we insert this word container. So let me say say now, and what, let me just say margin, let me give a margin bottom. So let me just cut out these whole lines of code and paste it in the next div. Sorry. W3 have here also, because we're using two div, we're working on two divs. So now let me change the color of this to be blue. So now let's see and see our result. So you have to be patient, it's taking time to load, so we'll just be patient and see our results and what we have. So let's just wait and see. Okay, sorry. Let's just open and see what we have. Boom. You see it is on the mobile screen. So let's make it large and see. You see what it takes? You see what I said? So this is what the responsive format is all about. So let's try and minimize and let's try and expand this a little. And you see how it goes from mobile to tab format, tab. You see? As simple as that and as sweet as that. So this is all what we have to do right here in this responsive layout. So no flex, no grid, just W3, and you give the layout size you want, which is half or maybe third. You are dividing the div into 3 equal size in the screen. So we'll go through that right now. So let's go to the next, which is, we've already talked about the half. It occupies half of the windows, and this is occupies 1/3, which is divided into 3. Each divs are equal size into 3 sections. So I thought I've done that already before, so but let me just clear it out right here. Let me remove this comment section and let's work on it. And mind you, this same will repeat for this one, because we are working in a div that contains this. So the primary container div will have the W3 role to make it responsive with the other div inside it. And so here we have to say W3, and we say head. And what we do here, I just try and copy this whole thing out of here and say Ctrl-C and put it right here. And let me just change the color, because it's just the color that is more important right now. Let me say yellow. Let me just make it all over. Understand? So we can change our colors as soon as possible. So that is for the first div. Now let's go for the next div and say the W3 head, and we'll give the color, let me say purple, and the yellow, we'll give it the W3 head, because we're dividing it into 3 equal parts. So we'll give the color right here, and let us see. Let's see pink, just any color of your choice. You know I told you about color already, so for instance, let's just save and see what we have anyway. Wow, it's awesome. So this has been divided into 3 equal parts, and as you can see, let's try and reduce the size. Let's try and reduce the size, and as you can see, our div are also absolute responsive, and everything, even the text inside, are awesome. Same goes everywhere. No little or large size of text. Everything are in place because we are using W3 role for W3 responsive layout. So this is for the alignment of 3 divs, and as soon as possible we're going for the fourth, dividing the screen into 4 equal divs and so on. We've gone for 2. So I know some people may ask me, what about 1? Which you which you already know you can without being told. 1 doesn't need any layout. You can just create a div and do whatever it is, and it will respond to every screen already. But when you put different divs in a rule, it gives you a different format, and you need to resize according to the screen size. But with this W3 rule and the features alongside for dividing the divs into equal parts, such as half and third, this one is called W3 third, this is called W3 half. Sorry, I didn't change the content inside. So let's go to dividing the screen into 4 equal parts and see the result also. So now also I've created the div, but I commented it out so it won't disturb our our function, our layout, our view on the browser. Sorry. So let me just see. So it's all the same anyway. When you are working on this, what you just do is just say the general divs that has to carry the div that will be responsive inside your browser or your website. You have to give it as W3 rule as usual, which I did before. So if you have not understand, you have to understand right here and right now. I'm adding a padding to it, and what we have here, we have to say W3 water, and let's come here and say W3. Sorry, let's just copy and paste here, and let's change this to indigo color, right? So let's just copy and paste the rest here. Alright, here we are, and here we say, let me say brown, and here let me see green. Yeah, let me see. Orange. So I told you when dividing our divs in our screen into 3 equal parts, we use W3 third. When dividing it into 2 equal parts, we use W3 half. Now we're dividing it into 4 equal parts, we use W3 quarter. So you understand? So we give the same thing for this div also. We say W3 and say quarter. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So next we have to go for the next one and do the same for it too, and we say W3 quarter, and right here too we say W3 quarter. They are giving the color, so what we have to see is the result. So let's just resume, let's just save and see for ourselves. And here we are awesome right here to see. Now we divided this one into 4 equal parts of our screen, and as you can see, it's beautiful and it's awesome. So let's reduce the size, and you can see for yourself what we always want you to enjoy using this. As you can see, everything is intact, everything is awesome, everything is wonderful. So using this for the website is very powerful. It will help you to make your screen very awesome and more responsive, and it will look very nice in every screen size, and you won't even need to use a media query trying to resize anything inside of a picture or whatsoever thing you want to do. This is awesome, and it gives you nice display and everything you really wanted. So let's just make our screen bigger, and you can see it looks beautiful, right? Isn't it? If you don't understand all the process, you can just take your time. If you're going through this video, pause and see each lines of code and what I told you it's all about. So let me go back and let me do something. Let me remove this container, and you see the result, what the w3 container will do. As you can see, these other ones have the w3 container and this one does not have. You can see how the text looks like on the div. It's touching the extreme end of the div, which is not supposed to. It doesn't look nice like this. So it's this w3 container, this is function. It helps to put the whole content in a container that will not exceed the actual div environment. So this is what the w3 container is all about. So let me just give another instance. Let me say, okay, let's just remove this margin and see. We will lose this margin. Let's just see what we have. Now you can see we remove the margin bottom, and the result is also different. So everything I've placed there is very useful and it's awesome for your own display. So you take your time to understand the process of what we have been doing all this while, and you have no reason to be worried. So now let's just say, okay, let's change this text to, let's move it to the center. We talked about this the other time, and you see the result in a short while. And you see w3, and you see center. So let's see if it will work. Boom, you see this one is right here, right? The rest are just left aligned and so on and so forth. So let's just take everything back as it was before. So okay, now this for equal sizes, dividing the screen into equal sizes. Now we're going to be using what we know as w3 rest. The w3 rest indicates that maybe we're having a small div percent here, then the rest will carry the rest of the size in the screen. So maybe I'll just give a inline styling of width for this div, then this w3 rest will take over the rest of the whole screen size. And with that, we'll be using what we know as w3 column, which is w3 col and w3 rest. For the w3 col, we'll be using this first part of it, then the w3 rest will take the rest part of the div. So let's dive in and see what we have on that. So what I'll do, let me just copy this. Okay, let me just start from here. I don't know. Okay, let me just start from here. Let me copy the fuck. Sorry. Let me just copy and let me place it right here. You say Ctrl V. And let me give a closing div. Let me say closing div will give us okay. So what will happen now? Let me just change, let me copy this one and make it twice. So we're going to be working on something, and so we're going to be using what we know as w3 column, and also we're going to give an inline styling of it, which is the width. Then we're going to be giving this other div to take over the rest part of the screen. So let me remove this one here, and let me say w3 col, and let me say, sorry, let me say, you see width, can I say 30% of the screen. Then for this other one, what I will just say w3, the rest part of the screen should be taken by this guy. So let's see and see. You can see already, see, took 30%, and this w3 rest took the rest part of the screen. So let me show you. You see, first indicate that is a column, understand, then it took 30% of it, and this took the rest part of the screen side of the display. So let's just give, let's say, okay, let me go there. So definitely it's like that. And next we're going to be talking about is w3. Let's just check our, it says w3 2/4. It divided into two. Yeah, it means that it has two divs in it, but one is longer than one. It's a little bit like it's a little bit like the w3 col and the w3 rest, but it's just different because it's just dividing the two screen into a larger and a little other div like that. So the only thing we're going to be doing right there is just to indicate one as w3 3/4, and I mean 2/4, right? Sorry, 2/3, and the other one is w3 third. I guess that should be the code we'll be writing on that. So let's just copy the other ones, the other one down right here, and say, let me just copy this div. So what is going to happen right now, I'm going to say okay, let me just remove this guy here. I'll say w3 2/3, and I come here to say w3 3rd. Let's see if it gives us, wow, you see, it shares, it takes this one longer, which is 2/3. It means it takes almost half of the screen. In fact, it extends beyond the screen, divide this one beyond half of the screen, and make this one smaller. So it's kind of the same to this, but this one I can just give it a percentage. Let me change this and let you see what I'm talking about. So if I go by the first one, if I say, let me say 70, and you will see it will change it to that way around. So that's just the difference. This you give the inline styling of the width before giving the rest of the div a value at a particular width. But this one you just need to tell it, just this is majorly for just two div and their sizes, maybe for a content that have a pictures and its own information in another div, and they're placing this picture in this div and placing the content in this other div. This is awesome for you to use, and it's nice to use also. So I don't know why this thing is not. I don't know, but you got the concept, you got what I'm talking about. So let's just try that. Let me see. Let me remove this padding and see. Let me see if it's okay. No, padding is cool. So let me just remove this margin button and let's see. Okay, it's like that based on the size that it contains, and when the size is smaller and the text is bigger, it has to extend down the height of the div. So I know you understand what I'm talking about, and this is how you can do your display of your div responsively and so on and so forth. So lastly, we're going to be talking about how to make a column of every width of a div in different size. So let me just copy this one out again and just say it's just similar anyway. Just copy it out again and just make it something different. And now we just make it something different like this. Okay. Sorry, wait. Now what's going to happen here, right here now, I will have to just say give particular column size and for each. So let me say col, let me say style and say width 30%. And let's copy this one out. So let's do something different over here. Okay, see, there should be, let me see, 40%, and do the same here too. I'll do the same here too, and I will say okay, let me just leave it like this and let's see what we have. As you see, we divided into different parts, and here is 30%, here is 40%, here is 30%, and this we use what we know as w3 col, which is the column size and the width range. So if we are given a column size, we need to use the inline styling of the width, just like this: style, width, style, width, and so on and so forth. And I believe you really enjoy every bit of this tutorial, and you see how everything look awesome and beautiful. So thank you for being there, thank you for watching, thank you for your time, thank you, because I hope you enjoyed every part of this video, and I hope to see you in this next video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share, hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.
it's supposed to feel.